Right, well I've come down nearer the water's edge. Earlier on when I was filming I came up to the island and then I went right and went round it. But as I came up, this is where I am now. And it's pretty good actually. I've got a lovely view out over the lake. There's a fire pit which I found here. Although I won't use it for fire, I'll certainly use it to cook under, because there's like a natural, there's this natural kind of barrier here with these two big rocks in this like semicircle thing here. And there's the fire pit. You can just see the ring on the floor. So that'd be perfect to cook to cook up my dinner with. I've got a nice strong tree here to tie to, and then there's the one just there, which is for the other end. So yeah, this is my my pitch for the night. Plenty of stuff to tie off to. I can get my hammocks and my tarps nicely set. There's plenty of room for adjustment. You know, if I need to lower the sides if the wind picks up or if it starts raining, which it is due to, I can make fine adjustments that way. But for now, this looks like the dog's danglies. And there's a nice little bit here. I think I might bring the boat round and then just tie it off down here. And then that way tomorrow when I shove off to the other place, you know, I'm good to go really. I don't have to lug my kit the other side of the island. So, right, well I'm going to get set up and I'll do a little review in a minute. Right, all my sleeping kit, my hammock, my tarps, all that, are in this black bag here. Which is made by a company called Lomo. It's basically a canoe bag. It's 100% waterproof. It's a roll top with a snap buckle. So yeah, anyway, time to get the hammock up and we'll get going. Now, because it's obviously a beautiful day and there's no rain, annoying flies, but no rain, I can put the hammock up first. Obviously if it was a bit damp or anything, you put your tarp up first and work off of that. This fly's going to cop it in a minute. And like I was saying about Ben Coulter and his bit on the thing, I'm going to be waving a lot because this fly's really doing its best to spoil my video. Yeah, he used, what did he call, Bayer, I think, Bayer ropes or something. I'll check, but I think it's Bayer, B-E-Y-E-R, Bayer. And basically they were very similar to this, although the way the rope was tied around the toggle was a little bit, couldn't quite work out the point of that, but as you've maybe seen on my other video of me doing the review of my hammock, I use these straps. They're just flat nylon, I don't know what they're made from really, but I think they're nylon straps. Figure of 8 knot in the end, just with a small stopper knot. And then these toggles. Now the way you do these, I'll demonstrate actually on this tree. So obviously you work out where you want the height, the sort of rope of your hammock. Now I'm going to have mine quite low, not so my arse is on the floor, but low enough to be comfortable getting in and out, that kind of thing. So I know, just through doing it a few times, I need it around just below my chest height, and in that way I'll sink down to about where I want to be. So all I do is put the figure of 8 around the tree, pass the free end through the loop, right? Pull that through. And then just smarten that up. Now that will hold me. right? That's perfect, it's not going anywhere. Now, for the other bit, this is my right hand, so place, depending on what hand you are I suppose, I put my left hand under the rope, okay, go round behind and back over, right, so you got this kind of thing going on, annoying fly as well, and then basically twist upwards with your fingers, point them to the sky, right, and that creates this kind of running loop. And you haven't created any knots at this point. Then what you do with your fingers, bugger off fly, with your fingers grasp the top rope, and you can let go with this one now, and then basically thread that through where your hand was, so you've then created a loop. Then take your toggle, in this case it's a piece of very small lightweight aluminium tubing, but an old aluminium tent pole would probably work if you had one you could cut up. Thread that through the loop, or the hole you've created, and then just pull it all tight. Okay? And just tighten it up a little bit. And that's it. You can hang on that. That's not going anywhere. Now, the good thing with this is you pull the tube out when you finish for the day. I mean, I leave them in, but just so I don't lose them. But basically, if you wanted to, you just pull it out, pop, and away it goes. Nice and simple. So once again, round behind and over your hand. So you create that. Point your fingers to the sky. So you create a running loop. You should be able to do that with your hand. Hold this tight. You should be able to move it up and down the rope. Okay. And with your fingers, grasp the top piece of rope that goes to the tree. Pull it through the loop that you've created. Then with your tube, feed that through that loop, and then just pull it all down and tight. Now you can adjust this up and down to create the different lengths for whatever you need really. So anyway, I'll do this at the other end, get the hammock up, and I'll show you a bit more then. Right guys, the way it works now, obviously pretty straightforward really, is you then just hook your hammock over it. Now all I've done is tie a knot in the end of the loops that run through the hammock. They can stay in, I'm not worried about them getting tighter and tighter, they can just stay as they are. I'm never going to take those out. And there you go, that's it really. So there's the hammock set up. I actually like to have one end, this end is going to be my feet end. I tend to have them slightly higher than the head end. I don't know why, I just find it more comfortable to be honest. But that's it really, that's the setup. I've got the lovely view over there to enjoy in the morning. So yeah, all I need to do now is get my tarps up, secure the canoe, and yeah, and settle in really. Right guys, that's my tarp set up. And like I said, this is a new tarp for me. It's huge, it's way bigger than you need. However, I like a bit of comfort, I like a bit of room. It makes the perfect shelter. I bought this one off of 10th Wonder. It's the same company I use to get all of my hammocks and tarps and that kind of stuff. They're just spot on, I can't fault them. They're a company in Lancashire, I believe, in the UK. They're online, 10thwonder.co.uk. Now I've got nothing to do with them, I don't work for them or anything, I just use their products. And to be honest, for the price of them, you can't go wrong. So like I say, I've got the hammock set up. I haven't done the mosquito net as yet, because I want to sit on it and stuff, but basically I'll take the camera off and I'll show you around some of these features. On each corner you have these sort of multi tabs. So you've got this one here, which is your main outer loop. You have another small loop there, attaching more guy lines. There's a bloody fly on my arm, get off. Those on my hand. I've been putting up with these all day, they drive me nuts. They don't bite, but they're just bloody annoying. Right, sorry about that. So yeah, you got these two here, and then underneath you have this other one here, which is perfect, A, for tying off on, but B, you know, if you've got little lanterns, anything like that, perfect. Now I tie them off using the corners anyway. I use bungees, These are quite old, these bungees, as you can tell, starting to come apart a bit, but they work really well. And this one goes out and it's just basically tied to a branch on that tree, and then coming round, so that basically you have another one here, another tab, another tab, another tab, and then the other corner, and same as the other side, although this side doesn't have the ring, the dangly ring. They have them at each opposing corners, if you like, so there's two of the dangly ones. This one's held by another bungee just going over to that sapling, obviously my hammock and my ridge line, and then underneath, inside, everything's taped seams, really well made. You know, I can't really recommend them highly enough. And then you get this, another D-ring here, on this webbing, which I've tied paracord to, which runs the entire length of the ridge, and then that way I can tie my hammock, mosquito net, which is here. I can tie that directly to that ridge line, so you know, it really works well. On the ends you've got, again, double 2 hoops. You know, forget the messy rope, but it's just a hitch knot holding it up. I don't go in for fancy knots personally, as long as it don't fall down. I don't really give a monkeys. Then on the ends, once again, there's a loop there, and in the corner, and these are held on with bungees. And what I use, they actually came with these, they're glow in the dark, I believe, tent pegs. Now when I initially saw them I thought, oh, you know, bit of a gimmick kind of thing, but to be honest, I imagine they're quite handy. If you don't need to, you know, sneak about and all that, then I imagine they're quite a handy thing to have to stop you tripping over everything. Anyway, get back to the tarp. And then what you also have on this is there's 2 on either side of these D-rings here, which means basically I've just gone around this tree and back again. If I come back, it means you can set it up kind of like a half baker tent, you know, like a reflector tent. You know, and obviously if I was allowed I could have a fire here, reflecting that heat around inside. Superb. And it's such a good size, and I actually bought 2. So I thought, well, 2 would be really handy, you know, if I needed to extend it or anything. To be honest, I don't know why I'd need to extend it, but it also means with another one of this size I can have a small shelter elsewhere, you know, cooking under or whatever. So yeah, and on the top ridge line you basically have loops. There's, what is there, including the ends, 8 loops all in all to hold your ridge line up. And all I do is tie the ridge line off and then use bungees to basically keep a kind of flexible tautness. You know, if the wind blows, the bungees take up that shock and then, you know, will move slightly but spring back. So it works well for me. I like that way of doing it. So yeah, there you go. That's the 10th Wonder Sargasso extra large tarpaulin. And yeah, there you go. You can just see the other 2 hoops here and here, which I'm not using at the moment. But like you say, you know, if you wanted to, you can tie them up, give yourself some real height. And they also fold in like a cocoon, because these ones here I've just tied some small bits of paracord. So you can actually shut the hammock around the end of the shut the tarp around the end of the hammock and sort of do it up, and you end up in a little cocoon. So yeah, good design. To take one thing away from this video, it's going to be Steve got bothered by lots of flies. But yeah, anyway, I'll catch you later. Well, that's me kind of set really. As you can see, the hammock's up. What I do tend to use, what works for me anyway, is this carabiner here. Because you have inside the mozzie net is a ridge line, which is quite nice for hooking your glasses like me, or you know, a little lantern or whatever. But obviously during the daytime, right, the flies are a bit of a nuisance, but the mozzies aren't out. Mozzies don't come out until the evening, so I don't particularly need the net down, and obviously it restricts the view anyway. So yeah, just using that little hammer, little ring there to hook it out and up, and it holds it out of the way. And I can just chill out in my hook. Yeah, I'll show you my view. There you go, that's the view I'm going to wake up to. It really is stunning. I know that a lot of guys out there like to do a bit of bushcraft when they come out, but I have no reason to. I don't need to build a shelter, I've got one. I can't have a fire, so there's no point. And then, yeah, the only bit of bushcraft I think I'd do is my fire steel to get my stove going. But apart from that, I have no need to. And I'm certainly not going to start using trees just to a bit of a project. I'm just going to enjoy my surroundings, I think. It's very pretty. Yeah, I'm going to go and chill out, mate, and I'll catch you later. See ya.